Okay.
All right.
I don't have an intro ready for this one yet. I only have the intro for the main show. So you sing a note, and then I'll sing a note, and then that'll be the intro.
All right.
All right.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. Welcome to Comedians and that's the weekend show. I already messed it up.
Levi.
Welcome to and then we'll throw the intro there. Welcome to Quarantine in Between, episode 1. We're chilling out. This one's for the people that aren't necessarily stand-up comics that I want to talk to in quarantine land. I'm futzing with my hair because I just got out the shower because it's like 80 degrees outside.
Right.
I don't want to check where you are.
Yeah, it's like 82 here.
Yeah, it's like 82. It's insane. I got me a little baby boo here. Hopefully I can cool down a little.
Oh yeah, brother.
What you sipping on there?
The last little bit of Sam Adams Cold Snap in my fridge.
Ooh, yeah, good choice. I made a good old-fashioned Lebowski classic, the
Nice.
White Russian. I instead of the normal like half and half whatever, I have Bailey's Irish Cream coffee creamer. There's no alcohol in it. It's just flavored coffee creamer.
Okay.
Gives it a nice little. I made a good choice on this one.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Little.
I know there's a name for making White Russian with the alcoholic Baileys, but I don't know if we can count it since this is, all ages Baileys,
Yeah.
all admissions.
Yeah, I mean, I've had one with Bailey's in it. A good friend of ours, the good Dr. Bailey, as well as Eric Graves, and hanging out with them, and our good friends Ellie, and I might see who all's interested in hanging out amongst them as well. But if not, it'll just be you and me, my dude. How you been? How you surviving the quarantine times?
Well, it's been interesting, just adjusting to it being socially okay for me to not socialize.
Yeah.
And working from home has been the biggest adjustment. I see students face to face every day working for IU Southeast and financial aid. And now that there is zero interaction with people outside of my household, which currently is my wife, my dogs, and my mother-in-law who's staying with us during this time, it's been weird.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I've been working from home for ISU, taking calls, and it's everything that I do at my job. I can still do.
Right.
So it hasn't removed the ability to also, before people leave me comments, I'm not touching my face. It's just the glasses. But yeah, I can pretty much still do the same stuff. Which I don't know what that says about my job,
right.
frankly, but yeah, it's definitely been a weird time, especially with not having comedy every week and being so used to going out for karaoke and hanging out at the normal spots. It's been a little bit weird, but kind of nice also.
Right.
The weirdest thing is that I'm in bed by 11 o'clock on a Friday, which I'm not used to.
Yeah, that's, unless I'm in a serious gaming session, serious gamer rise up. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock every night. It's just this is my life now.
Oh yeah.
But it is what it is. Better be safe than just keep spreading it around like some are seemingly intent to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's people doing the Corona parties. And then the mega churches still staying open, and it's been a weird time.
Yeah.
My family's been still wanting me to come over for Easter dinner, and I feel like I know I cringed at that too, and I'm at the point where in order to compromise with them, I'm like, I'll come over, and then you just bring me a plate to the backyard, because that's still that's not the best approach in terms of quarantining, but at least it's I could still see my family on a holiday.
Right.
It's not as bad. My mom apparently been Lysoling everything like a mad woman.
Yeah.
So, they're taking their precautions. My family, obviously they live in the same home, so they can't really isolate from each other.
Right.
Like I can, being in my own little hobbit hole here. in my area. But yeah, and then all the weirdness that's going on with that, with the Corona parties, and then I sent you that article. Pandas be banging, Holmes.
Yeah, like
pandas like repopulating. I don't know about repopulating, but at least like
it's a start.
Yeah, one of the zoos are basically without people in the zoos, pandas be boinking. Who would have thought that it only took an entire global pandemic to save the pandas?
They're so shy.
I feel so weird saying that.
But no, everyone's talking about how big of a deal it is that dolphins are back in the canals of Venice. Dude, we got pandas finally boinking.
Fake.
Yeah, it's not actually Venice. It's somewhere in the south of Italy, not the north. But still,
I'm about to say, enjoy the nature all you want. Then it's still going to be underwater. Like, have I ever told you my stupid conspiracy theory about that?
No.
That what we think is the lost city of Atlantis was just somebody looking into a time portal, and they're actually seeing Venice in the future.
Dude,
that's a movie right there. Get on it, Spielberg. Also, I shaved my beard off. I was growing a quarantine beard, and I shaved it. And when I'm looking in the mirror, it doesn't look as bad. But when I'm looking at it on this, I'm just like...
That's the thing. Webcams just make you look horrible. Like, I was in a Zoom meeting with, like, 50 other people, and it just was, like, horrible lighting. Like,
I know. I want to prop this up and then angle it downward and get, like, the MySpace angle and, like, hopefully, like, just see if that helps at all. I guess if I tilt down like this and do, like, the, like, son, your mother and I are very disappointed in you.
Yeah, just
glare because I have the other monitor on. I'm just a mess. I'm a mess, Zachary. I'm a mess.
It's okay. We'll be fine. We're gonna get through this.
Oh, that's a lot better, kind of.
Oh, dude, did you solve it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have my monitor from my normal desktop setup in my living room, and then I have my work computer because luckily my supervisor is very kind. Because I was like, hey, would anybody care if I use this for like podcast things? And she was just like, well, I mean, it's technically yours to take home and use as long as like you don't like break it or anything. She was like, obviously, like you can use the webcam. So like, but my editing software is on my main, like my home laptop. So like whenever these are done, I have to like save it and put it on a thumb drive and then put it on the other laptop, edit it with my very state-of-the-art, high-tech, futuristic editing software.
Nice.
Windows Movie Maker. And then because I'm using my ISU scholarship laptop with Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, dude.
So I'm editing on a 9-year-old laptop. So if you look at like our first couple episodes of Comedians in Quarantine, I'm pixelated. I'm just all square. So I look like I'm in 1994 when Montel made no money and life sure was slow.
I miss that. Just a random transition into lyrics almost every other time, dude.
Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, Zach and I first met in college. We were writing tutors in the ISU Math and Writing Center, which is now no longer the Math and Writing Center. It's back to just being the Writing Center, which is a hard adjustment. I still call it the MWC. Nobody stopped me yet, mostly because whenever the tutors in there see me in there, they're just like, who are you? It's like going back to my own high school, man. Like, I don't... Yeah. Like they're starting to get to know me because like if I'm having a really bad day at my current job, I just walk to the library and like, well, I mean, not now, of course, but I would on a normal day go walk to the library and just be like, Ellie, hide me. And then she'd be like, bet. And then the new tutors got to know me from that. They're a good bunch. They're carrying on the traditions.
Good.
They had both sides of a whiteboard filled with, they were doing a writing center, what like novels and works of literature they considered the writing center canon of like literature everybody should read.
Okay.
I was proud of them with a few rare exceptions.
Yeah, I mean, there's always bound to be that one book that disappoints you and it's just like, really?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's things that like some things that were on it, like I had to read in school.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but that's just because I had a class where it's like I had the same professor for a Monday night, and then I had that same professor for a Tuesday, Thursday. And he basically taught the classes the same. So I ended up that semester reading Frankenstein about like 4 times.
Oh, God.
Well, being assigned Frankenstein 4 times. I read half of it once. Imagine. Well, because I had to read it senior year of high school, so I'd already read it a couple times because, like, reading it for class and then preparing for the AP exam.
Right.
There's only so many times you can write about Victor Frankenstein's, spoiler, dad getting killed by the monster, and then he's like, I'm going to go pop in a canoe for 12 hours. I'll be right back.
Peace.
Because, like, the Victor Frankenstein, like, I love how he's, like, Dr. Frankenstein in the movies, but in the book, he's, like, a college freshman who's just, like, really super emo.
Exactly.
Like, the slightest inconvenience, he was like, man, that canoe looks mighty inviting. I'm gonna go do that.
I mean, if we were to remake it today, he would have to be like the type of guy that just, goes to those sites of like those types of websites on the internet, like.
Oh yeah, he'd be on the dark web. He'd be like the skids from Letterkenny.
Yeah, he would just have the worst hygiene. Looks like greasy hair all over his face.
So wait, what you're saying is Victor Frankenstein is an incel?
I didn't want to say the word.
Oh, I'll say the word. That's the title of the video. Panda sex and Victor Frankenstein is an incel.
Perfect. We got it, boys.
No.
I kind of was.
And a little. I think there's an argument to be made. Take notes, college freshman.
Next essay. The politics of Victor
Anybody doing online classes still? What other species, here's a question that I want to ask you before we get too much on the literary. What species do you think we can bring back if nobody goes outside because of the coronavirus? Do you think we can get dodos? Think we can get dodos back?
That would be interesting. I'm just imagining there being a few dodos left in the wilds of Madagascar.
Yeah, like they're just chilling. Like they're just biding their time.
They're just chilling. They've got their little nest. They're poking their beaks out every once in a while, looking. At this point, I'm sure they're like, this is either a trap or we can finally make our move. This little, it's like the Matrix, how Zion, you've got that group of humanity under the ground and they're just waiting for the machines to show any weakness. This is what's happening.
And then they'll pounce.
Yeah, 400 years, the dodos have been biding their time, making us think that they're dumb, useless, extinct, and now they're going to show up. They're going to have technology that far surpasses anything we could ever imagine, and we're screwed.
That's going to be me when I get a girlfriend. Like I'm hunkered down. Everyone thinks I'm dumpy, stupid, ugly. I'm going to show up with like a cute blonde to be like, oops.
Guess what, idiots? You're wrong.
Fuckheads. I'm going to show up like I'm just going to be ripped when this is all over. I'm just going to be like working out hard. I'm going to have an 8-pack.
That's all I'm doing right now.
I'm also going to have abs.
I'm just like, when I'm not gaming and drinking, and working, obviously, I'm basically on the treadmill and lifting weights, because what else are you going to do right now?
Oh, yeah.
What else?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got some dumbbells. I can do 30-minute. I looked up a 30-minute like cardio workout. Mm-hmm. Spoilers, it's just all jumping jacks, because it's like cardio workout you can do in the home. And it's like, all right, we're doing jumping jacks. I hope you have your yoga mat out, and now we're going to do burpees. So you're going to push up and then jumping jack. I don't know why that required me to talk like Patrick Warburton, but here we are. I
mean, I think that's kind of the default. You either have to talk like him. Oh, you okay, bud? Okay, my dog tripped. Have to talk like him, or you have to talk like the guy who played Rex in Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, Dietrich Bader.
Dietrich Bader, thank you.
He's got the American flag pants.
Yes. You think I got
one? He's a surprisingly good Batman.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I don't know, because he was in, did you ever watch Batman Brave and the Bold?
Of course.
That was a good one. He's on the current, I haven't had a chance to watch it because I don't have the DC Universe thing, because I don't want to waste money. But he's Batman in the Harley Quinn series.
Yes, I haven't watched that one either.
The clips I've seen, because it's only on DC Universe, it's ridiculous. Just put it on Netflix so people will actually watch the show.
Seriously.
But like
Amazon.
The clips that I've seen of it, the show is really funny. Like I've seen clips just like promotional things that they'll put out, and then like people have uploaded things to YouTube. The show is actually really funny. Like it's got a great, like whoever's on that writing staff is doing their jobs correctly. Kaylee Cuoco, I think is the chick from Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
She's Harley and does it like perfectly. They have this weird like romantic thing where Poison Ivy is dating Kite Man. And it actually works. It actually doesn't look like a bad show. It's kind of like, it's very Archery, but not like the animation style, but like the humor of Archer.
Gotcha.
So I might have to get like the free trial because I don't have Disney Plus either, so I'm not even getting the Marvel stuff now.
Dude,
I don't know, man. I'm worried about like movies and stuff because everything is getting like delayed and pushed back because of obvious reasons.
Yes.
Like it makes me wonder if we're even gonna have movies.
I mean, it's crazy to think that Fast and Furious was pushed back a whole year. They didn't even want to delay it until fall. They're just like, wait, we'll do it next year.
That's surprising to me, only because I feel like I wouldn't have been surprised. We'll put it this way. I would not have been surprised if they made like 3 of those movies in advance just so they'd have them.
Right? Just in case.
Because what else are anybody in that cast doing besides The Rock and Jason Statham? Like Vin Diesel, what's he got going on? He's playing Groot. All he has to do is be like, I am Groot. And then he just like gets his money. He's good at what he does though. Like people give him crap for it, but like ever since Iron Giant, he knows how to play a character that only says 3 words.
Right? Even Fast and Furious, you can kind of, I'm pretty sure at this point they could just have an AI replace him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's speaking of that, just having a bunch of stuff pre-recorded in the bank, ready to go.
Which is what I'm trying to do.
Right? No, wrestling, the only sport that's still happening right now.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I knew that would come up.
Yeah.
Did you watch WrestleMania?
I watched bits and pieces because I wasn't going to sit through 8 hours total.
I was about to say, was it good? I know they did it over the course of what, like 3 days?
Yeah, it was the first year where they broke it into 2 parts.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, 4 hours each day.
Was it good?
It depends who you ask. In my opinion, no.
I haven't watched wrestling in a very long time, so I'm not like a good one.
Right.
I watched the Stone Cold special. I watched the March 16th, yeah. And like, leave it to Stone Cold Steve Austin to not have a live audience and still be that entertaining.
Yes.
Like he's still doing the beer can thing, still doing the stunners, and I mean, come on, you can't go wrong. Like, I feel like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he's The Rock when he's wrestling, right?
Exactly.
Like, they're not calling. He's Dwayne Johnson when he's an actor.
Right.
Dwayne Johnson was in Moana. The Rock is the wrestler.
Exactamundo.
It's like how when he's rapping, he's Childish Gambino, but when he's acting, he's Donald Glover.
Yes.
I feel like The Rock wouldn't do as well without the audience directly there. I mean, he's Dwayne Johnson. He can figure something out. But I feel like Stone Cold can still like pull it off because like he had like a series of index cards of like doing a top 10 list. For those who don't know, I know you probably you watched it. You're the biggest wrestling fan that I know, so I'm probably gonna get something wrong. But I miss you so much.
I miss you too, bud.
He's got the card, and he comes out, and he's like, I want to thank everybody for who's watching right now, and he just gestures broadly, like Travolta in the scene in Pulp Fiction. Very much like he acknowledges that there's nobody there, but he's still just like, I want to thank everybody who's watching at home. Old Stone Cold's going to be here. I'm going to drink some beer. I'm going to whoop some ass. I was like, hell yeah. I was at work, and I was literally going, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, I was there. Like, I don't even like wrestling anymore. I don't watch it. But for some reason, Stone Cold Steve Austin just, he gets me. He gets me. It's that childhood nostalgia. The whole thing where he's beating the crap out of Booker T in the grocery store. I still tell people that is my go-to. When people ask me what is the best example of improv comedy, I honestly tell them Booker T and Stone Cold in the grocery store. Because that was not, like, like the overall, like, bare bones were probably scripted. Obviously, they're not just going to let 2 wrestlers destroy a store.
You'd be surprised.
I mean, yeah, I probably would. But the fact that Stone Cold, he was, like, pretty quick on, like, the puns and, like, jokes he was making with items and the whole thing. The thing that kills me when Booker, like, he thinks he's locked him in the cooler, and then he comes out and he's just like, got milk book, and he just beats him upside the head with a gallon of milk. It's the best. Like, it's one of those things I used to think I was too, like, I always want to think I'm too, like, bougie. I'm like, I'm sophisticated. My Trailer Park Kid comes out when I see Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm just like, hell yeah.
Exactly.
On my birthday, I'm going to go full Stone Cold Steve Austin this year. Mark my words, especially once, like, the Rona is over.
Yes.
We've already decided, like, the next comedy night when coronavirus is over, like, we're doing a comedy night / St. Patrick's Day / like 5 birthdays because so many people are missing their birthdays, plus, like, just everything. By the time my birthday rolls around, I'm literally going to just, like, give me 2 cans of beer. That's my goal for age. I'm turning 28 this year, man.
Dude.
I keep telling my friends I'm going to have, like, a low-key birthday, and they all look at me and be like, you're full of shit. You know you're going to go ham.
You're going to go all out, bro. I
keep saying I want to have a low-key birthday, and then it just kind of happens around me.
Everything's going to go nuts this year as soon as Rona goes away. It's going to be magnificent. And now I do wonder, though, how quick are we going to get back into large groups? Because that, lizard brain part of us is going to be like, we're in danger, dude. We're in danger. You shouldn't be around all these people. Everyone's going to become a little bit obsessive compulsive.
I know it's going to go one way or the other. It's going to be on one end of the spectrum or the other. It's either going to be like what you said. People are going to be suspicious and be like, I don't know about this one. Or it's going to be like The Purge, but like nobody's going to die. It's just everyone's going to go ham. I guess that's just Project X if you think about it. It's going to be maybe The Purge, but instead of killing, it's just going to be like drinking and screwing.
Yeah, well, people are going to be purging, but different types of purging. Mouth and genitals.
It's going to be less. It's very like, if anybody's into like Greek mythology, Dionysus is just going to be just like.
Yeah, Dionysus is
everybody's going to be just revelry and wine and just harvest and just partying or everything.
It's going to be
magnificent. Have a toga party. We should go full Animal House.
Dude. Party. Hell yeah, brother.
I'll talk. Toga party at Tolly's on my birthday. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
I don't own the place. This show brought to you by Tolly's Bar and Grill.
I will gladly come up to Terre Haute for a toga party, my dude.
It won't happen at Tolly's. They're class. Of course, I say this, and like the owner's gonna be like, "We'll totally do it."
Yeah.
Because they're just the most like supportive people. Like I can never say enough good things about them. We won't do it at Tolly's. It'll just be our own party with the Tolly's folks.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of health code violation with just wearing a toga.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. You could wear a kilt probably.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a toga and a kilt, except the kilt is just the lower half, and it's plaid.
Yeah. But, semantics. Walk this year is going to be insane.
Oh my god! Yes, dude. Holy crap!
Potions being let out after months, and you're just telling them, "Go get drunk, go to football, be happy."
And you know, like the walk shirts are gonna be the best, like with like Corona wow. Because like when I did the walk, it was I want to say 2016, 2017. Everything was like make America drunk again, make the walk great again. Like I want to see what people do with like Corona, like like the walk. Everything's gonna be like Corona, what's that? Corona Extra, whoa, let's go. Because you gotta appeal to that again, like you said, the lizard brain. You gotta appeal to that lowest common denominator that you gotta appear in the old.
Yeah, it's always there. You always got a little lizard on you.
And I said George, and George said Paul. I said George, I got the Rona. George said Paul, Ringo's got the Rona. I haven't done that voice since the last time you and I hung out, by the way.
I was about to say, every time we're together, I hear Beatles.
I feel bad doing that voice, too, because I know, like, Patrick Eaton's going to hear this, and I can already hear the gun just anytime I say anything, like, mildly negative about the Beatles, Pat's always ready to throw down. Like, he's the biggest, like, Beatles fan. Patrick Eaton, my boy. Biggest Beatles fan I know. He's a good kid. I don't know. I had to defend to defend myself lately because I've been having a lot of pop culture discussions with friends. I've had to defend myself about the Beatles, and I've had to defend myself about The Office now.
Oh.
Because I'm not the biggest fan of The Office in the world.
Me neither, honestly.
I treat The Office like I treat the Beatles. If I hear the Beatles or if I see The Office, I'll be like, oh, cool, the Beatles. Oh, cool, The Office. I like that song. I'm a fan of Strawberry Fields Forever, and the episode of Michael burns his foot on the George Foreman grill is my favorite Office episode.
Right.
It's quality entertainment, quality content, the writing, the performing. It's very historically significant. The Office is probably, I would argue, the most popular sitcom of all time. Like, it's, yes, popular, yes. I do not like Friends either. I can't get down with clown on that one, my guy. But it's like when I see them on, I'm like, all right. But I don't actively seek out The Office, and I don't actively, like, when I want to listen to music, I'm not like Beatles. Like when it comes to, it's just not it's not my go-to. I enjoy it, but it's not my go-to.
Exactly.
But Beatles fans and Office fans have this thing in common where if it's not your favorite thing, they lose their friggin' minds over it, man.
It's basically their religion. And
they're like, what's wrong with? And it's two of my best friends. One is super big on The Office. One's super big on the Beatles. And they're always just like, what are we even friends? You. I'm like, you don't watch Community, and the other one doesn't listen to Real Big Fish. What am I supposed to do?
Right? Like, that's the thing. It's one of those things where if something is very popular, it's very easy to create a culture of worship around it and really fortify yourself. And if someone attacks it, you've got backup. You're rolling deep. Us, our niche interests, it's like if someone insults the band Sleep, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Besides, all the fans are stoners and they're probably not going to care anyway. So
yeah. Somebody says crap about Real Big Fish, I'll just skank in the other direction.
Just, turn 180 degrees and skank away.
Somebody says something bad about Always Sunny, I'm just like, all right.
Can I offer you an egg in these trying times?
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Yo, speaking of that, I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah?
They're doing an Easter event right now where, like, because they Reese's Peanut Butter Cupped it with this game. They're like, you got your Minecraft and my Animal Crossing.
Oh, I think I've heard about this. Like, you fish and you get an egg. You dig and you get an egg.
You can get water eggs. You can get earth eggs where you can just, like, because, like, you can, like, dig up fossils at special, like, marks on the ground. It's like an X, like, pressure spot. You can dig up fossils. Well, you can get earth eggs. Then there's eggs in trees, and you shake trees, and you can get eggs out of the trees. You can get eggs out of rocks when you hit rocks with your shovel. And then there's eggs that float by on balloons. You can shoot them with a slingshot because there's balloons in the game already where you can get items and you can get money. And
it's a commentary on man's pollution.
I guess so. But they released a patch for the game to nerf the egg rate.
Okay, because I was seeing tons of memes everywhere. Like, people were trying to get other items and they literally couldn't because it was just eggs.
I was fishing for a half hour yesterday. I caught maybe one fish and the rest were eggs.
That's what's going to happen to nature.
Honestly,
because the animals are so used to having to breed so much to try and outpace our destruction that they're still on that egg output level right now.
We're gonna hit a rock and be like, egg.
Exactly. Egg. Just like that one edit. Just egg.
Dude, I want to play DeVito in a biopic about DeVito's life.
Dude, young DeVito would be so fantastic.
I think I can pull it off. We're about the same height.
Yeah.
I'm like an inch or two taller than DeVito.
Dude, he is.
I need to wait for some of this to thin out. I need to wait for this. I look like Eric Foreman. I really should have got a haircut before this started.
Right.
And literally out here just like, what the hell?
My cousin up there in Terre Haute, Dana Hedden, who you should see at Hair Express when this is all over, she's not doing hair right now because she doesn't want to risk losing her license because she doesn't have all the right equipment. So it's all the family is.
I know. Because my dad was in the Army, he works in a prison right now, so I was about to be like, if you're making me come over for Easter, grab them clippers and just.
Right.
Just throw on the number 3 guard. I was like, because I did that when I was a kid, but when I was, 7 years old, I didn't give a crap, like, compared to being in my 20s where I'm like, if I get a buzz cut, it makes my face look even fatter than it already does. But I might just be like, I'm in quarantine, who cares? It'll be grown back out perfectly fine by the time I actually get to see anybody in person again.
I've thought about doing
like, don't touch your face, don't do. Look, I got to shower before this, okay?
Right. I just washed my hands right before this. So.
I just keep focusing on the amount of chins that I have.
The beard, my beard helps.
I know, man. I should have kept it. I shaved it because I was trying to be sanitary, and I was like, I should have just been like, I wash my face.
I mean,
fine.
I've got beard shampoo, so I don't really care. I'm being clean. So.
See, yeah, man. I need to like talk to beard people.
Yes.
And like learn how to beard because I've been told I look great with a beard. Like I like having it. I need to know how to do the upkeep.
Some people say that beards on men are like makeup for women, and the fact that it's lying about how you look. Not really.
It's an enhancer.
It's an enhancer, but it's natural. We have to shave to get rid of it. If anything, the shaving is the artificial part. That's our makeup, is shaving.
Yeah, ladies, when you have to shave off your makeup.
Exactly.
Hit me up. Let me know that you've got it harder than men with your 70 cents on every dollar we make.
And this is
put it
boom.
Pink.
No,
that's right. That's gonna get clipped and be like, these boys are
I hope so.
Be like,
try and cancel me.
I
don't have a life anyway.
See, I'm gonna stop myself there because I'm going full like. I was about to be like, we're two of the least misogynistic people we know. When you have to say that.
Well, we do live in Indiana, dude.
That's true. The bar is pretty low.
The bar is low. I'm a
stand-up comedian, which makes it even lower.
Exactamundo.
I don't know, man. I just try to be respectful. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's not hard, but it's hard to define. Because it's like I said earlier, it's like one of those things when you have to say it. It's like, how do you know?
And it's like when people start out a joke with like, I don't want to sound racist.
I'm not racist, but I'm gonna give you guys the real talk.
Like, and it's a guy in his truck wearing Oakleys and a camouflage hat.
Oh yeah,
always.
Diesel Fest.
Oh, I am so happy that
Diesel Fest in Terre Haute no more, baby.
If I still lived in Terre Haute, I would go out my birthday weekend and just celebrate.
Dude, Diesel Fest always was my birthday weekend.
Me too. August 26th.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, mine's on the 22nd. So like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're not that far apart.
No.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
barely
oh my God.
a Virgo, right?
I'm Leo. I'm on like the last day of Leo.
That's right. Yeah, because it's the 23rd that it starts. Yeah, I was right on the cusp.
My rising sign, my Venus sign is Virgo. I looked it up one day because I was in a conversation about that, so I looked it up. I'm a Leo sun, Gemini moon, Virgo Venus. Ladies, if anybody's into that.
See, he's
astrology.
Yeah, I set it up for you. You knocked it down.
I told that to somebody. It was actually Raven. It was our good friend Raven Smith, and shout out to her.
Another Terre Haute North patriot.
Yeah, I know. I always felt outnumbered because, like, when all the Hoshians in the Math and Writing Center, it was almost all North people, and I was just like,
really was.
I was like, it was me. We had Carly.
Carly.
I think Graves went to North, but he taught at South, so he gets to take both. He gets to take credit for both. Because I didn't know Graves when I went to South. I never had him as a teacher. I had friends that had him as a teacher. Because he taught while I was in high school. He just didn't teach the sections of math that I was in.
Right.
And so I didn't actually get to know him until we worked together. So, like, I'd have friends that went to South with me, and they'd be like, oh, Mr. Graves. And I'd be like, you mean Eric? The man who made me actually, he was the one that made me a White Russian with Bailey's. It was either him or Bailey or both. I don't remember. There were a lot of White Russians drank at that particular party that I went to.
Right on, brother. That's the best.
Yeah, actually, I've gotten to hang out with them. They're all doing great. We're all just got it locked down here in the old Hope. I helped Ellie move. Ellie and her husband Ryan move. And
right on.
So. Yeah, man. It's next time we get you up here, we all got to get together.
For real.
Get that. I'm turning into George White now. We got to get that shit.
Dude, it's weird to say, but I miss the Hote sometimes.
You know, it's I get that. I get that. Carol,
Yeah,
we're in kind of a little bit of like a renaissance in a way, like because we've got some good stuff. We've got comedy, like music scene is still like going pretty well, and it's just sucks that like all of like the arts and things like. I'm really hoping people do online things like what I'm trying to do with this and what other comedians like their friends that I know have been doing virtual open mics, like friends in like Bloomington and Indianapolis have been doing that. And they seem to be having some good success. But it's just like, it sucks that like the best things about Terre Haute are like the arts and music and bar scene, like, because the bar scene really is the biggest supporter of performing art and even graphic art sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping more people can find, because like we've got like Eleanor runs the local vinyl. So we got like a little like vinyl shop, and she does an amazing job. We were supposed to do a show for her about a month ago. And then just all the local businesses, it sucks because like this town's actually starting to be cool. Like I remember when we were in high school, it was just like, it was the coffee grounds and like that was it. Like,
yeah, coffee grounds, Java Hote.
Java Hote, yeah, Java Hote in a huge way. Like
it's where it's at.
It is where it's at. I don't know if that's still their tagline, but I remember the commercials on TV.
I don't even
like
care.
The jazzy like saxophone.
Yes, and the guys in the black car pulling out in their suits.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, love you some Java Hote.
God, just
the Highlander Grog latte.
Oh,
can't be beat. Java Hote, sponsor me,
dude. Oh,
let's do a comedy show. Java Hote, we'll do a comedy show. We'll do a comedy show for free.
I mean, I'm starting to get so cooped up in here that I'm ready to just like walk down the street with some sort of contraption. Let's call it a hula hoop around me with a 6-foot circumference, so I can just, keep everyone at bay, but have a portable amp, because I've got one, battery powered, 9 volts, and a guitar, and just walk down the streets and just be like, let's do this. I don't care if you want to hear this or not. I don't care how poorly I perform. It's better than what you're doing.
Dude, I was thinking about that too. I got a little karaoke machine. I was going to take it to a party, and ended up not. And it's one of my grandma let me borrow. And like my friend George White, who I mentioned earlier, and we had an idea for a sketch. It was like carpool karaoke, but it was bus stop karaoke. I was just going to like wear a suit and tie and just like sing like Frank Sinatra songs at like local Terre Haute bus stops.
Dude.
But now I want to do that even more, because I live right next door to a Dollar General. So I kind of just want to like sit on my porch and just be like, how's everybody doing today? Come fly with me. Let's fly away. Because like Patton Oswalt did that too. He did a stand-up show like from his porch. And a lot of comedians have been like doing like Instagram Live and YouTube Live, like comedy shows. We talked about doing that, but we all were like, it's way too awkward doing our stand-up bits to a computer screen. Like I will say this, I've said this, like, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Any stand-up comedians who do virtual comedy shows, open mics, what have you, more power to them, because like I can't do it. It feels like I was part of it. I had a few, I had a guy I know out of town who had come into Tully's once or twice. And he invited me on it, and it was just like 4 or 5 of us. It was kind of like a test run. Even that, I was just like, I couldn't like get in the energy for it. I was just like, all right, I guess I'm going to tell these jokes. And I was like, if I get COVID, I'm going to let myself be bitten by a tick, because there's no better combination than Corona and Lyme.
Boom.
And I immediately just wanted to be like, I'm going to set myself on fire now.
It's basically the same idea as what we were talking about earlier with Stone Cold. How he could make a wrestling sort of thing entertaining without any crowd. Because, brother, that was half of WrestleMania's problem. Without a single person there to react, that's, I would say, 70% of wrestling is the crowd's reaction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's God bless anyone who can perform without a crowd, put all their energy into it, and entertain me through the screen.
Oh, yeah. Like watching the clips, again, to go back to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I was sitting here I was flabbergasted. I was like, he's making it work. Like, it's not just like, oh, they're doing their best. Like, no, he was
right.
He was thriving in spite of the lack of an in-house audience.
Exactly.
So it's cool that they're still trying to give something for people. I really admire that. I never thought I'd say I admire the WWE.
No, it's
just because of things I've heard about Vince McMahon.
Oh, Vince. Ooh, buddy.
Is he still in charge? Because, like, from what I've seen from some clips, like, Triple H seems like he's in charge now.
No. Triple H was actually recently demoted.
Oh.
Because Wednesdays...
Like, legitimately, or is that, like, a bit?
No, legit. This is, to use wrestling terminology, this is real. He was in charge of doing NXT, which is their Wednesday show, which is going up against AEW Dynamite, brand new competition.
That's Cody Rhodes' gig, right?
Yes. He's not allowed to say Rhodes because WWE owns that copyright of Cody Rhodes.
So it's just Cody?
Cody. Yes. Because
well,
Vince
it's like a Prince situation. It's catchy.
Yeah. It's a vindictive thing Vince does.
Isn't that like their family name?
Yeah, so he can use it.
It's not like a stage name that Dusty Rhodes had. Like, his actual name is Dusty Rhodes, right?
Actually, Dusty Rhodes' real name was Virgin Dustin Runnels. He changed it to Dusty Rhodes because you have to have a good stage
like Cody Reynolds. He could go like it's like a Charlie Sheen, Carlos Estevez.
Exactly.
Martin Estevez, Martin Sheen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I dig that. I get that.
But yeah, he when he's performing, he has to just go by Cody, even though his brother Dustin, aka Goldust,
yeah,
still gets to go by Dustin Rhodes. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and WWE also owns the copyright to John Cena's name.
Interesting.
Yeah, Vince is an interesting man.
It makes me where does Hulk Hogan sit in that situation then? Because his real name's like Terry
Bollea. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So it's not. So I imagine is like Hulk Hogan like that same thing.
But what happened is Vince didn't start copywriting people's names if they were going to use their real name until about 2003 after WCW, because people were able to jump ship somewhere else, keep using the same name. And keep the publicity. So, and it was before internet was widespread enough, so you knew who everyone was. So now he just does it to be petty.
Well, yeah, because he's Vince McMahon. I mean, that's just like who he is, like as a person. Like if you watch some of those documentaries, it's just like, no, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he hates it when people sneeze. He sees it as a sign of weakness. He hates yawning. He sees tiredness as a sign of weakness. No one's allowed to eat before he's finished if you're with him. And he eats like 8 times a day. He's an interesting fellow.
I want to eat around him just to be like, but what's he gonna do?
Oh, he gets violent. He'll grab your plate, throw it, scream in your face. He's an insane man.
I can see that. Anybody who's in charge of wrestling.
And that's really what he did. He killed the territory system, built it into entertainment because he doesn't want to do wrestling. He's always wanted to do something else. That's why he changed it to entertainment, why it's superstars, not wrestlers. But
they're wrestlers.
Not in his mind. Don't you ever call it wrestling.
It's World Wrestling Entertainment. And
he doesn't refer to it as World Wrestling Entertainment. He's trying to switch it to just WWE. So you don't even hear the world or wrestling. You got to understand, he's a bit...
It's not called stand-up comedy, it's just called Tolly's Open Mic.
Yes, that's basically what he wants it to be.
We're not comedians, we're just drunks.
Basically.
Hang on, that one doesn't work.
I mean... Oh, bye, guys.
I guess it makes sense. Any organization that would allow Donald Trump to thrive.
And not just thrive, he's in their Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because why not?
Sure. I just remember when I was about to say, have you ever watched? And I know for a fact you have. You've seen Bring It On, not Bring It On, Ready to Rumble.
Of course, starring WCW champion David Arquette.
Have you also seen Bring It On though? Bring It On is also a good movie in its own right.
Of course.
Starring champion of my heart, Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, dude, she was a lot of champions for people our age. It was.
You know, a lot of people gave her crap. I didn't think she was that bad as Mary Jane Watson.
She wasn't.
She worked with watching. Dude, I watched Spider-Man with the commentary. So I was like, I'm gonna watch all the Spider-Man movies with commentary before Far From Home comes out, like back in like a year or so ago. You could tell they had so much fun making those movies.
Oh God, yeah.
Like it was with her and like Sam Raimi, Avi Arad, who was like the head of like Spider-Man relations for Marvel, and I think Tobey Maguire was on like a couple of them. They had such a fun time making those movies, and then you watch the Andrew Garfield ones, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Green screens.
And Mark Webb is so far up his own ass. Like, you could tell, like, the tone of that movie fit. Like, he was like, we want to tell a different story. We don't want to do just the same old tired bullshit
we want
with
to do
Spider-Man.
art.
But then they ended up doing the same old tired bullshit with Spider-Man anyway.
There's only so much you can do with a superhero formula. You can't. Yeah. You can only reinvent the wheel so many times.
Yeah, and then we get to Homecoming, and then it's like back to like we just wanted to have fun and do something the fans wanted to see. That's what I love about the Sam Raimi movie, because they literally like.
What do fans want?
I got 15 minutes into the Mark Webb like Amazing Spider-Man commentary before I turned it off, because I was actually getting angry at how like up their own asses they were.
Oh, we're making art.
Literally, they were like, we wanted to do something artistic. We didn't want to just. In the Sam Raimi one, they're like, we had so much fun making this scene because we did it like 3 times and everybody was on it. We had a blast. We were just laughing and having a great old. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that they have fun because it shows in the final product. You can kind of tell in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of robotic.
It seemed like they were having that great of a time making the movie. Like they didn't. Like Sally Field went on record saying she only did it because she was friends with the producer. She didn't actually like enjoy making the movie. It's like, I think you're stupid. I was like, well, you were in The Flying Nun, so like. When you make a movie called The Flying Nun, you don't really get to say anything about Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Seriously, I mean.
I gotta make sure she was in The Flying Nun, so I don't look like an asshole.
But yeah, first off, Raimi trilogy wins because you got 3 minutes.
3 minutes of playtime.
Yes.
Yo, the Macho Man. He's just
exactly saved us from the Rapture back in 2011.
The Velociraptor, yeah.
Yes.
I remember that, dude. That was 2012, right?
2012, yeah. Sorry.
2012.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that because that's right. I couldn't remember if it was 2012 or 2011 because I know there was one where this one like
it was Harold Camping. He did it in 2011 and 2012. He pushed it back.
Because I know there was one in 2011. So it was the same night as my senior prom in 2011, and I was like, oh, of course, the 1 year I actually have a date for something.
End of the world, bucko.
It's the end of the world. Well, because it was a friend of mine who neither of us had dates for junior year, so we were just like, we'll be each other's dates. And then the next year she moved out of town, and she was like, hey, I still want to go to South Prom. Can I be your date? And I was like, you absolutely can.
Yes, please.
And it was Miss Brittany Ferrari, who actually is going to be on Comedians in Quarantine Getting Crunk this Friday.
Oh!
With Evan Davis and Michael Oleg. So plug for that show.
Right on.
But yeah, man, I was just like, oh, of course. The world's going to end. I'm here at Fazoli's before prom, hearing about how the Macho Man just died.
Oh, God, that was...
He just cut that Be a Man album. Have you heard his rap album?
Of course, and basically like how everything was just a diss at Hulk Hogan.
It was a diss track for Hulk Hogan. I listened to it. Homeboy, like apparently DMX was like a ghostwriter for that album.
Yeah.
And it shows because that album goes hard.
It goes so hard.
The Be a Man track, the title track of the album.
Just.
The Macho Man like goes in, but like he has the same cadence. Like you can tell DMX had a hand in it.
Yeah. But I mean, really, if you can get a good wrestler who's great at talking, you could easily make them a great rapper. Or vice versa, in terms of cutting a promo.
Doesn't John Cena rap his own intro song?
Yes. He used his first gimmick, well, his technically second gimmick was the Doctor of Thugonomics.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
he would come out wearing a different throwback jersey.
Mhm.
One time, when he started his feud with The Undertaker that really started to make him, he was wearing a Larry Bird Indiana State jersey. So
There you go.
Points. That was good. But yeah, it's great. And I mean, music and wrestling are just so intertwined anyway.
They are. It's because it's the bravado of it. Like rap,
Yes.
rap especially. Rap and hip hop.
And heavy metal.
Which is weird. You'd think it would be like country music. Oh, country. Like, because wrestling's always been considered like a redneck sport. But it's so big in the rap world because of the bravado. I mean, going back, Dennis Rodman was in the WWF post Chicago Bulls.
WCW, actually.
WCW. Oh, I see.
Yes, he teamed with Diamond Dallas Page against Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Karl Malone.
I just remember my cousin had all the action figures and he would bring them over. Like, he had the one, it was the stage, and like they had like the magnets in their feet. When you put them on, It would play their intro.
Yes, of course.
And he had the Vince McMahon, and it like Vince, it would be like no chance. But it was always, it was really like staticky because it was a toy from like Walmart.
16-bit, yeah.
Yeah. So it sounded like you'd be like, no farts, and we'd be like, yeah, Vince McMahon, no farts allowed.
I mean, basically, no. We found out no sneezing and no yawning. I guarantee you, farting's on there. Actually, no,
farting is off the table.
Vince actually thinks farting's hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure.
There was a whole gimmick he did with Natalia Neidhart, niece of legendary Bret the Hitman Hart, where for 5 weeks she was just had a random farting gimmick, and then they dropped it, never mentioned it again.
Good. That's probably for the best.
This is just what he does.
That's just who he is as a person.
It's magnificent, dude.
Okay, I just had a mini like conniption. I had to check to make sure we were actually recording. So like, I don't remember.
I got recording on there.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Thank heavens. Because if we went that long and didn't record, I was gonna be like, "Whoa, nice hanging out, Zach."
No, we would start over. We're gonna start over. We'll do it live.
We're gonna do it live. You know, actually, I'm thinking about doing it live. You can do this live. It's just $15 a month.
What?
So I was thinking about spending the $15. We could just go live, just straight to YouTube.
That would be crazy, though.
I like doing it pre-recorded, though, for not for us, but for the comedians. Like,
right, in case something goes wrong.
We could say some real messed up stuff, and then be like,
cut it.
Be like Dave Coulier, just be cut it out.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Netflix Fuller House? Did you watch the sequel series?
I watched 2 episodes. It infuriated me so much that I couldn't watch it anymore.
Same. I had the same thought while watching Fuller House that I always had watching original Full House, which was, I really want to watch Family Matters right now.
My thought was more just why did people put up with this for like 8 seasons?
Yeah.
Why was this like one of the top 10 rated shows for that long?
I think they're still doing new seasons too of Fuller House. Like I've only watched a few episodes.
I think they canceled it. Let's find out.
Let's consult the Oracle.
Hello, Oracle Google. Tell me about Fuller House. All right, let's see. Is it still going? Oh my God.
5 seasons.
No.
First episode.
Oh, okay. It got canceled. It got canceled last year.
Last year. Okay.
Thank God.
6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. That's not too bad compared to some things I've seen.
I mean, that would be a deep
tried to make they made Jodie Sweetin, who plays the middle sister.
Yes. They tried to like make her the main. And
they tried to make her hot. They tried to make her the Uncle Jesse.
No, let me tell you something. John Stamos is hotter now than he was back in the 90s.
Oh, that's big facts.
I mean, there's a reason.
Because Candace Cameron, Kirk Cameron's sister, was the oldest sister. They made her like the main character because like her husband dies, so the
that's right. That's why she has to move back. Yeah.
But they couldn't get Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. They were just like, oh, she's a fashion designer in New York. So instead of all the sisters, it's just like her, Stephanie, and like Kimmy Gibbler is just like, I'm gonna move in.
Yeah, we need a third. Move her in.
Like Kimmy Gibbler is the Joey, and then Stephanie is the Uncle Jesse, I remember there was one episode where like they had Jodie Sweetin come in. She was wearing like a low cut dress and everything, and I was like, I've been watching you. Like I know they're like our age,
right?
So it shouldn't be weird.
But it's like this feels wrong.
But it's like I've been watching this show since I was a kid, and they were also like that young, and it's just it's like I feel like Chris Hansen's gonna be like, I know she's an adult now,
dude.
But how about you still have a seat just in case, like.
Chris Hansen.
It feels wrong. It feels wrong. Is it weird that it feels? Because I remember watching her on like VH1. They had that show Pants Off, Dance Off, and she was like, people would
that
just
was
be like,
weird.
It was like legal stripping. I mean, all stripping is legal, but it was like TV legal.
Well, stripping's not legal everywhere.
But that's true. That's true. But
like,
it was like on TV. It was on at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was on VH1, and
they
it's
would
just like
and they would just play like Nelly, and just people would be like. You get a shirt off, and then Jodie Sweetin's like, I do cocaine now.
Right. Genuine's blasting in the background. Can we talk about how ahead of its time Pony by Genuine is? Oh. How it still sounds fresh today, even though it's from the mid-90s?
Oh, it's a fresh cut. It's a fresh cut. Dude, people sing that in karaoke all the time.
It's so good.
So good.
So good.
So good. So good.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Sweet. What's your go-to karaoke? What do you go to? What's the because you and I we've sang some Blink before.
Oh dude, that was beautiful. Usually if I'm drunk enough to karaoke solo, at that point I'm starting to feel a little melancholy, and so I do Jolene by Dolly Parton. Ooh. Yes.
Interesting.
I love me some Dolly.
I wouldn't, that's not where I thought that was going, but I dig it.
Dig it, brother.
Because I remember we had that idea we were going to have a band back in the day.
Yes.
We talked about it at the coffee grounds. We're going to be the summer skateboard kids.
Yes.
And we thought of the most California names we could think of. It was like, we were just both named Chad.
Yeah, it was like versions of Chad. Yeah.
It was Chad Blakely and Blake Chadwick. That's what it was. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I
Chaddington or
like
Chadwick?
I think it might have been Chadwick. I think it was Blake Chadwick and Chad Blakely.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
We're gonna play a cover by a band you guys might not have heard of, but it's really close to our hearts. We're gonna play a song called "I Miss You" by Blink-182. Like we were just gonna be like, this is a really underground, this is an underground favorite of ours from the local music scene. We don't know if you guys have heard of it. Every song was just gonna be Blink-182.
Throw in maybe like one Newfound Glory or something. Just
playing White Tees for good measure.
Oh my God, just beautiful. I remember we wrote one about just going down at the pier and hanging out with our friends.
Gosh, I don't know if I still have that or not. I know I wrote it down. It's somewhere in my house, but I remember like, catching it one day.
And one about Soyacide.
Wait, because we had watched that video. If you go to YouTube, for those watching, it was every pop punk vocalist ever. Like, this was for every kid that couldn't get out of their town. I got my friends in the front seat and my pizza in the back. And that we just wanted to do that. It's literally, so it's like, going down to the pier on my skateboard. My girlfriend said she didn't love me, so I got a slice of pizza. It's just
in like hacky sack. And
yeah, I'm playing hacky sack down by the docks. Like, it's just like, that's what it was.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. We need to bring that back. That might be a video we need to do.
Seriously, I mean,
skateboard kids who can't skateboard because of quarantine.
I think it was some skate kids from Baltimore.
That might have been, because I know Bailey had a hand. Well, she didn't have a hand in it, but we wanted to reference somehow.
Because she was annoyed by it. And so
was the same summer she threatened to fire us because we changed every desktop background in the writing center to the face SpongeBob makes. We find out like Krabby Patty.
Yes.
And we just go, hey, Bailey, guess what? She goes, I swear to God, if you change the background to SpongeBob, I'm firing both of you right now.
And then we changed it back real quick.
And that was not the first time she playfully threatened to fire us, and it wasn't the last. But as we always said, Bailey can't fire us because
we them boys.
Yeah, after you left, I discovered that I can do the Tom Hardy Bane voice. So that's what usually got me threatened with being fired. So I would just have a water bottle and just be like, yes, Batman.
Oh, it was...
The darkness is your ally. I was born in it. Bounded by it. I'm gonna stop because people probably already clicked off the video from there.
Bane posting is my favorite meme. Just gonna throw it out there. And it's.
I love the one where it's Bane and the caption is like Bane is COVID-19, and then it's Pink Guy from Filthy Frank. Just, like, squaring up with them, and it's like it's like hippie moms with their charged crystals.
Oh my god, it's. I miss when Filthy Frank used to do Filthy Frank.
Yeah, dude, do you actually listen to like some like Joji?
Joji, he became that which he swore to destroy.
I mean, it was a character. Filthy Frank was a character. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it was also a character who invented the Harlem Shake.
That's true. That is true.
That's what people don't seem to realize. He invented the Harlem Shake.
I saw his Hot Ones episode on First We Feast.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that, and I was like, it makes sense. I didn't realize it, but it makes sense. So it was so long ago that like everybody was doing it. Like everybody like got in on it like all at the same time. Because you had like Phil DeFranco and like the Source Fed people, and then Rooster Teeth.
Literally every single person.
Like everybody, like Ryan Higa got in on it, and like all the Kasim G, all like the classic YouTubers.
Man, that's crazy to think that was 9 years ago.
Oh yeah.
You know,
classic YouTube, man. Let me tell you.
About 28 is when you start to realize just how fast time's going. So get ready for that in about 4 months, bro.
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah.
Because Kayla, she's 2 years older than me. When she turned 28, she started to freak out and about time and mortality and all that. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh, 2 years later, I was 14. I'm already used to that.
It gets worse. 2 years later, here I am. And it's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here on my skateboard to the pier.
Exactamundo, bro.
There we go. See, there's another song. Wrote it, print it, cut it.
Perfect. Ed Wood was a great film.
I haven't seen it. That's Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah, Johnny Depp. It's
one
a
of
great
the few
film.
Johnny Depp movies I haven't seen.
It's wonderful. For anyone out there who enjoys horrible films, I'm sure that you are used to. I'm sure you've heard of Ed Wood, maker of films such as Glenn or Glenda and Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Okay, I've heard of Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Horrible films.
Mm-hmm.
This is a biopic about him. Johnny Depp plays him. You need to see it. It's beautiful. It's so many idiosyncrasies he had. Like never doing a second take. He never did a second take. Always just went with the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah. Even if something went horribly wrong, they just kept it.
That's tight, though.
Right? Most of the time it's because he didn't have a permit. But
yeah, that's true. I was about to say, if you don't have the film or you don't have filming permits, you kind of got to be like, all right, we got to go.
And he actually supplied Bela Lugosi in his final days with heroin to keep up his habit. That's the only reason why Bela Lugosi was in all of his films.
Now, see, that's a good friend.
Right. It was messed up.
Oh, yeah. My go-to Depp is always the Rum Diary.
Oh.
Seen the Rum Diary?
Yeah.
I'm a fan. That's my, like, I'm gonna get drunk and just sit on the couch, and it's summer. I got the windows open. It's my go-to like summer vacation movie.
It's a good film.
I'll sit here like this and just watch Johnny Depp just like do a bunch of acid and lose his mind trying to be a reporter in Puerto Rico. Just a Hunter. I mean, it's just a Hunter S. Thompson story. Right. That's what it is. So like, if you've seen Fear and Loathing, it really has that similar vibe.
Yeah,
to it.
just transport it from
sequel.
Not take it from the American Southwest, put it in the Caribbean.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's who else in that movie? I know Harvey Dent is in the movie from Dark Knight. Yes. What's his face? Rum Diary. Who plays the love interest in that?
Where's Harvey Dent?
Please tell me it's not Amber Heard.
Oh, I think it is. I think that's where they met.
Oh, it is. Oh, well, that movie's ruined for me forever.
Yeah. Hasn't that been like a 3-year journey, that whole thing?
That did not age well. All right. Thanks, Amber Heard, for being a piece of shit.
Cut it out.
Yeah. I'm not cutting that. I'll leave it in. Amber Heard can come fucking fight me.
Oh, dude.
She and Vince McMahon both.
Oh, Vince
I'll take
McMahon
them
comes
on
to fight
both.
me, I'm dead.
I'll tag team Vince McMahon and Amber Heard in the ring. I'll have David Arquette. I won't lose. I'll just let him do all the work.
David Arquette, he's making a renaissance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in pro wrestling.
He actually wrestles now. Like, that's no joke. Like, he actually does do that.
Yeah.
He's got big.
He's actually really good. Everyone just craps on his thing in WCW because it was horrible. He was an actor at the time.
Well, yeah, he was. I mean, he was known for Scream, and then that was to promote Ready to Rumble. Like that.
It's Vince Russo. If you guys want to know the crazy wrestling, Vince Russo, look him up. He. Oh my God.
Benny.
I think he lives in Evansville with his mother-in-law.
Oh, dead ass.
Dead ass. I think he lives in her basement. He's like.
Sounds about right for a washed-up wrestler named Vince.
Ooh.
Come at me, McMahon.
And he has a blood feud with a local wrestling guy here in the Louisville area, Jim Cornette.
Wow.
Yes. Blood feud. Like, there is a restraining order in place.
That's crazy.
Yes.
What?
Yes. Jim Cornette. He's about as old school as you can get for someone who's still relatively young in the business. He got in the business when he was only 16 back in the early 80s. And his whole gimmick was a manager for people who got into the industry because his rich mommy bought him into the industry sort of thing. And he was a heel, managed a bunch of great teams in the 80s, ran his own promotion, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He's worked for WCW, NWA, WWE. He's worked for everyone. And but his thing is if you make fun of wrestling or what he perceives as making fun of wrestling, which is basically anything that's not old school, it's completely real and we have to do it exactly the way it was done in the 70s and 80s.
Like good guys, bad guys situation?
Good guys, bad guys, but also specifically how it's done in the ring. Anything that looks a little bit too choreographed or is too high flying or any character that's a bit too cartoonish.
So Rey Mysterio is just out then?
No, he's fine with lucha because that's his own tradition in Mexico.
Okay.
But a lot of the modern wrestling, he specifically hates Kenny Omega, who is considered to be the best wrestler in the world right now. And he'll basically talk about how if he ever sees you, he'll want to kill you, boil your fat for soap, just string you up by your entrails, stuff like that.
Oh, cool. So anybody who's ever like been open mic and seen me do comedy.
Yeah. He's an interesting fellow. I've driven by his house a few times.
Okay.
It's interesting. Yeah. He's also threatened to shoot Brock Lesnar back when he trained him in like 2000. He's a character. Look him up.
Nice. Kind of reminds me of Patches O'Houlihan from Dodgeball.
Basically, I mean,
that literally just like what he is.
If he were like in a wheelchair, yeah, that's
you gotta dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge traffic,
you can dodge a ball.
You can dodge a ball.
Remember how the DVD had the preview for Pauly Shore is Dead on that?
It did. And I remember renting the DVD with my parents being like, Pauly Shore is making another movie? And my dad was like, son, it's clearly a joke sketch that they did for them. Like, they wouldn't. I was like, oh, okay. 3 months later, there it frigging was.
I tried watching it. I just, I couldn't get in. I love Pauly Shore enough, but it was something about the editing just completely took me out of it. It was great seeing Rico Suave selling oranges on the side of the road.
Rico Suave's in it?
Yes, selling oranges on
like
the side of the road.
Half of it when it was like recent, but I don't remember it well enough to be able to be.
Yeah. Yeah, Rico Suave.
He like adopts a kid, or is that something different? I know there's like a documentary he did where he like adopted a child.
I don't think that's this one.
I need to look it up to make sure I'm not like talking out of my house. But.
Dude, no, but remember when Sacha Baron Cohen pretended to adopt a child in Bruno?
No, I haven't seen Bruno.
Oh my God, watch Bruno. It's a film.
I don't know, man. Like Borat was all right. Like it hit me at that point of like being in middle school, where it's just like, oh, like Borat and Napoleon Dynamite were kind of like on par with each other in terms of like what was popular when.
Right.
But it's not. I can't say I'm all that big a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen outside of like some Borat, and then like Talladega Nights. Like I've never really been huge on.
Bruno aged a lot better than Borat.
I'll say Borat did not age super great.
No, it did not.
That movie didn't age that well. Like 2 months after it came out. Like
my wife.
My wife.
That's pretty much it. That's the
like,
one thing.
I hadn't even thought about that movie until the Always Sunny episode, the Making Dennis Reynolds a Murderer. And, like Matt keeps just being like, very nice. It's like, yeah, we let him watch Borat like a couple of weeks ago, and now he just won't stop.
It's now Napoleon Dynamite aged a lot better than you think it would.
I haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite in a while, but I feel like it would. I kind of want to go back and rewatch it. Like I rewatched Superbad about a year ago.
Oh my God, Superbad aged so well.
It holds up. I mean, there's a lot of use of a certain homophobic slur throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But if you use it as like a time capsule for 2006, it's
right.
strangely like, I'm not going to try to justify it, but it's very much of its time. But beyond that, yeah, it aged pretty gracefully. Other than that, like that's the only thing that wasn't like. And then of course, like the creepy guy who like accidentally hits Jonah Hill with his car is freaking. Yes. It's Charles Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like I didn't realize that until I watched it. I go, Boyle, and then that made it so much better for me because that dude's so hilarious.
It's funny watching old stuff and then seeing who got big from it and who just
in a huge way, man. I want to go back and watch Accepted also.
Oh my God, yes.
The South Harmon Institute of Technology with Jonah Hill is just like, ask me about my waiter.
It's.
Just want to go back and check it out because it wasn't like Blake Lively in that.
I believe so.
I want to say. This is just what this is becoming. This is taking over running out of steam. We're just talking about movies now.
No. God, there was something.
Yeah, Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Justin Long, Blake Lively, Louis Black, Jonah Hill.
Justin Long. I finally watched Tusk.
I still haven't seen Tusk. I'm like, wanting to find it on like Netflix or something, and I haven't been able to.
6 years. It's on Amazon Prime.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
6 years after they stole my idea.
Lend me their password so I can.
Wink. No. Remember how I was writing the story, and then like Tusk was announced?
Yes.
Like, at the same time?
Yours was a Buffalo story, if I remember. Bison. Yes. Buddy the Bison.
Yeah. You remember.
I remember because I wrote the parody thing of like from like his perspective, from the Bison's perspective.
The Bison just being like, what the
Be like, I always loved grass. It was tasty and readily available.
Dude, that was
a trip. That story was wild. And then you wrote the one where these people they went into a morgue because they cut off a dead guy's penis and just like sauteed it in a cast iron.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you just need to talk to Kevin Smith at this point because that's just like.
Right. It's that. I remember that was when my knee was injured and I couldn't really do much.
So that's right. That was around the same time you were on crutches and Lee was in a wheelchair.
Yes. Because Ronald Reagan's ghost took out our leftist knees.
Gosh, whatever happened to? Do you talk to Lee? I have not had contact with that guy.
It's been years.
The last I heard was I had heard like he emails Bailey on occasion, but man, Lee, if you're out there, man, hope you're doing well. You know, if you watch this, hope all's going okay with you there, big shoots.
Dude, great guy there. Great guy.
Days. Good kid, salt of the earth, love him to death.
Big salt of the earth.
Those were the days, man. Those were fun. Those were like so just like, I don't want to say carefree.
Right.
Because we had cares.
Less care.
But they were fun times, man. We had us some times.
Me drinking like 2 pots of coffee every shift.
Oh, dude, we both did that. Are you kidding me?
It was beautiful. And like how it would be doing rolls just randomly in the center.
Oh yeah.
And that was beautiful. Just forward roll.
Summertime, Graves would be like, what do you want on your pizza? And be like, I don't know, bacon. All right, I want 13 bacon pizzas.
Serious, it was beautiful. It's like he had like the red phone direct to Domino's. Just
he did. He really did. It was Papa John's.
Papa John's. Sorry,
because he had that Papa 15. He had the
Yep.
You want to talk about eating 40 pizzas in 30 days? That's a summer semester in the ISU Math and Writing Center.
Dude, it was
Back in the
nuts. It's nuts living in Louisville because Papa John is right here, And so local news was covering him pretty much every day.
The time of reckoning was coming. We just didn't listen.
We didn't listen.
We didn't heed his warning.
He was so wet in that interview.
He was a soggy man.
He was
a soggy man.
You know Clayface? I know you know Clayface.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
when he first, Clayface Batman villain, he can turn into
It premiered in Batman the Animated Series, and when he first started to turn into him, it was like that. He just looked really wet and was like dripping. And I'm wondering if that's what we got going on there. Like the real Papa John is actually in trouble. He never actually said those things on the conference call. It was all Clayface.
He just bathes in olive oil every night. That's just all. He's drizzling Evo just all over himself. It's like, I'll become a pizza. Just you wait.
Better ingredients, better pizza.
Better pizza.
He just chants it.
Papa. It's the $6 million man, but they're just like replacing his limbs with like pepperoni.
His house is gigantic.
Is it?
That's another nice thing about living in this. It's huge. And I know someone who knows someone who lives in that neighborhood. And he has the biggest house in that neighborhood. And it's like doctors who are the heads of like medical groups. Dude. Yes. He has the 20-foot gargoyle in his atrium.
It's literally, it looks like the X-Men mansion.
Yes. Yeah, that is his house. And you want to know what's...
It won't focus well enough.
Yeah.
Gosh dang. Well, Google Papa John house.
And you want to know what's really nuts?
Splice it into the video.
There's a reason why so many people decide to live in Louisville who own these companies.
Oh, yeah.
That are national. It's so cheap. The land is so cheap. Like, that's only a $5 million house. If someone wanted to live, yes. Like, in LA, that would be like a $40 million house. So, yeah.
Somebody showed a picture of Justin Bieber's house, and literally, like, this man's looks like he lives in a community college. Like, the way, like, the windows are, it looks like he lives inside of an Ivy Tech.
Yeah, it looks like he's in an Ivy Tech. It's just...
Looks like something that I would have built at the age of, like, 16 in The Sims. Where it's just like, yeah, windows, sure, man.
Nothing but natural light.
Nothing but net. Nothing but natural ice.
When's the last time you heard someone refer to the internet as the net?
The World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web.
You ever seen that video where it's like, you go surfing on the internet?
Yes.
It's like the little, like, VHS tape that came with, like, Windows 95. Back when everything was on Netscape.
Netscape. That's some OG stuff if you remember that. If you remember that.
It's weird, the kind of like email addresses that I see come through admissions. Like people have like Net Zero.
Yes.
And like Rocket Mail addresses still coming through. Like it's crazy what people like. I obviously like AOL emails. Like AOL at least still has email. Like AIM's not a thing.
Right.
But like AOL still has an email service, and it's like I'll see people make jokes, be like, oh, they still have an AOL email. It's like I've seen literal like I said, Net Zero. I'm pretty sure Net Zero was the first ISP my family had because it was free dial-up.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't need the disc of the 500 free hours of AOL.
Even though you could basically find those breeding for free out in the wild.
Oh yeah, literally, you just like send you send back the disc when it's done, and they're like, all right, here's 500 more hours.
Right.
Like you got those out of like cereal boxes in like the late 90s. Like it was like
buy Honeycomb, get 400 hours.
Yeah. And it was like, cool, I'm just going to spend 3 of those hours trying to download one picture of Pokemon Stadium.
Right?
Listen to one Britney Spears song.
These kids don't know how good they have it with their high speed.
They don't know the meaning of hard work.
Well,
they don't know what it's like to spend a half hour downloading a picture of the Nintendo 64 Pikachu just to be kicked off because your mom wanted to use the phone.
And not just any picture, but like a 50 by 50 picture.
Oh, yeah. It was like 3 pixels.
Seriously.
Like, man, these squares look amazing. That's the problem with like the obesity epidemic. It was just like, oh, my mom wants to use the phone. I guess I'll go outside. Now these kids got internet on their phones. They don't deserve it. They don't know what good is. And also, screw the quarantine. I'm gonna go play bingo.
Oh my God.
Okay, boomer.
Woo! When I was at Lowe's picking up something and then leaving right away, I saw people just in there, carefree. Yeah, just browsing, touching everything, standing right next to strangers.
Touching you. It's like, no. Neil Diamond, don't.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that. That's another thing, living right on the border of Kentucky, the state that's handling this the best.
Yeah, so I've seen and heard.
Andy Bashir, he is, he can be my governor any day. It's night and day when you look at news for Indiana versus Kentucky and you're living right on the border. It's like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not great.
It's not so good. It's a strange time to be a Hoosier.
Yes. And that is the Hoosier accent.
If the coronavirus wanted to give a gay couple a cake, though, we'd have that shit on lock immediately.
Oh, yeah. Like, just top to bottom, the whole state would be up in arms, ready to just kill it right there.
I mean, it took us until a year ago to be able to buy alcohol on a Sunday between the hours of noon and 8.
Yes.
Let me specify that.
To be fair, Kentucky is a bit weird with their laws as well. Grocery stores can't sell hard liquor. So they have to have a completely separate, quote, store just for the hard alcohol.
Yeah, liquor store.
But it's weird. Like, if you go to Kroger, some of them will be Kroger plus Kroger wine and spirits. Other ones will not. Ooh. Oh, that's the other thing. You can't purchase wine in a grocery store. It's,
interesting.
Yeah,
you can cook with wine. Like, I guess there's cooking wine and then there's drinking wine. Because there's specific, you can get like cooking wine in like the vinegar aisle.
Yes.
But like, just get a really cheap piece of crap red wine because like it tastes awful, but it's great for like if you're braising anything. Just get some like cheap like yellowtail.
$3 chuck if you have a Trader Joe's near you.
If you have an Aldi's, well, actually Aldi's. If you're getting the $4 Winking Owl, that stuff's like actually delicious.
Owl is actually
Winking Owl is that good. Like I'm upset because we got an Aldi out by where I live, by Meijer and Walmart. It doesn't sell alcohol. Only the South Aldi by the old where you remember Wonder Bread in South?
Yes,
South
of course.
Terre Haute?
Right down by where the Circuit City and all that is. Yeah,
that Aldi has liquor. And I'm showing my age by saying, you remember Wonder Bread? My parents are gonna watch this and be like, and nobody else is gonna remember. Down by Kmart, which is that's still in business.
That whole plaza down there is just gone.
By the fairgrounds. But yeah, that one's got alcohol. But for some reason, the Aldi by Walmart and Meijer, aka near, what's convenient for me to drive to. I don't want to like give away my address on the internet, but if you know, you know. The people that are going to be watching this have been to my house. It's my mom, but
my mom.
my mom. But yeah, you can't get liquor at this one. So I was like, when I was stocking up, I was like, well, I guess I'll just get vodka and Kahlua and make some White Russians. I got some of this mango, the bubbly. It's like slightly better LaCroix.
Yeah.
Not bad as a mixer.
No.
With a little shot of the VOD. Not too bad. Makes a good little vodka soda situation. So.
That's a good idea.
If you got like your home bar setup happening, because you can go out to the bar. That's something I'd recommend picking up.
I'm very fortunate. My Aldi does sell alcohol, and it's the closest store to me. Actually, I lied. Walmart's really close, but you're not going to catch me dead in the Walmart. But it's it's beautiful. Yeah, it's just walk in, very first thing, right there on the left, wine and beer.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And I love how they have their own generic versions of the beers that you know what they are, like the generic Beck's, the generic Heineken. It's like generic Corona. You know what this is. But wink, it's not. It's beautiful.
I mean, that's how a lot of things are with Aldi or Walmart, any of that, where it's like,
Yeah.
Dr. Thunder. It's like, well, you know what it really is.
Wink. Yeah. it's
right there when you're getting your cheap pork chops and your chicken strips,
brother.
Your chicken tendies.
Your tendies, because
what all these good for. You get frozen chicken tendies, and then you get your winking owl wine. You're ready to go home and watch some Grey's Anatomy. You've got
enough good boy points to get your chicken tendies and watch your show, boy. Yeah, it's.
Speaking of getting some chicken tendies, I think we're gonna give this episode the old 3 count, and just because we've been going for a good little almost hour and some change. I want to say almost an hour and a half, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half, bro.
Currently, so not to cut this off, because I enjoy me some good conversation, but I'm getting a little hungry, and ain't nobody watching this trying to hear my stomach gargle. So I'm gonna
eat that stuff, bro.
I'm gonna get me some popcorn chicken, and I was gonna make like a good dinner, but now it's like 8:30, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna get some popcorn chicken. I'm gonna watch some Netflix. I'm gonna go Betty bye.
Yeah, that sounds good enough, bro.
So it was good hanging out with you, Zach. Man,
yes.
I hope looks like you're doing well in the Corona times.
Yeah.
I'll stay in touch.
All things considered.
We'll chat. We don't always have to record it. We can always just do this just to hang out. So
I'll be recording it and turning it over to the NSA.
Oh heck yeah. Oh yeah. So I plan on having this up. It probably won't be tonight. It'll probably be tomorrow. I plan on making these Wednesday shows. So look for that at youtube.com/MarvinComedy. And yeah, this is quarantine in between. So this is the plan to have a Wednesday show. Comedians in Quarantine Getting Crunk is going to be our Friday, Saturday show with the stand-up folks. So I'll try to get some more people on here. I got some friends that are interested, so we'll try to have another good one next week. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Zach Renteria, or as I say when I've been listening too much Sublime, I don't Zach this Renteria.
Yes.
And Zach, you got any final words for the people? Anything you wanna drop down some nuggets of wisdom?
Remember, just if it seems really bad, reach out to someone, try and make yourself laugh, try and make someone else laugh, and if you can, watch AEW Dynamite on Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock TNT. And get your pets spayed and neutered.
Thanks, Bob. That's right. Chop off those balls. And I've never gotten spay. I always thought, because I've heard of a spade, which is like a small shovel.
Yeah.
And I was like, do they just
dig out the uterus? Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good place to stop on. I want to thank everybody again for watching. Thank you, Zach. This has been Quarantine in Between. I don't have a cool intro outro thing like I do for comedians in quarantine getting crunk. So you want to hit another note, and then I'll hit a note, and then we'll go out on that.
Yep.
That's it. That's the show.